Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we're going to try to work on a little leather bracelet, see if it'll work. What I want to do is put some barrel knots in it. I'm not the best at barrel knots, so I've just learned how to do them from Heather Aston of TT's Trinkets and Treasures, so I'm hoping these ones will work. So let's turn down and we'll give it a try. So I've got a ruler here, and I figured I'll cut about... I know that I probably will not need this much, but this side of the leather's a little rough. And so I figured, well, we'll just cut extra. We'll just cut about, I don't know, 13 inches here, 12, 13 inches. And we will, wow, that didn't cut very well. It looks a little bit rough here. Oops, sorry for hitting the light. Anyway, I'm going to put the barrel knot up just a little ways here. I've got a tube here, a little straw that I'm going to use. And what I'm going to do is we're going to put it up here, hold this, then I'm going to wrap this once, twice, and then we're going to go into the straw, go through here. I'm going to keep holding this so it doesn't loosen up too much on us here, hopefully. And we'll go through our straw, pull it out, and pull the leather up tight. And there we go. There's the knot. Isn't that wonderful? I just love that it formed nicely. I don't know how much space these knots take, so I didn't want to over put it in, so to speak. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these beads that I got from my scoop from Thunderhorse Descendant, and we're just going to put these on one after the other here. And this is going to be an extremely simple little leather bracelet, but I think it's going to be cute. Now when I get this last one on here, ta-da! Now see, that'll go around your bracelet, your arm quite nicely. Now what we want to do is put another barrel knot right here. So there's our straw. Let's get it out. Now we'll just wrap 1, 2, and come back up here, go through our straw here, pull it out along with our leather here. And then we're going to push this up to where our beads are at. Ta-da! There we go. So there is our 2 barrel knots on either side with our beads through the middle. Now we need to measure this. We want it about 7.5 probably. And so we will measure our strand down. And then we're going to cut it off and put some leather ends on here. So I'm going to get it to approximately 7 inches. So let's get our bracelet. Now I'm cutting this at 7 inches because it's going to have all the findings and things on it, so then it will be about 7.5 when we're done. So we're going to want to have this be about in the middle here. So we want it to be about right here. Let's see how much we're going to cut off there. That looks like about 1 inch. though this side has not got as much. So we want about almost 2 inches off. So we want to make sure that we get the same amount off either side. This one has 3 inches on it. This one has, oh, this one has about 3 inches too. So since we have 3 inches on either side, and we said we needed to take off about 2 inches, I think we can take about 1 inch off of either side. So we'll get our clippers back out, and we're going to cut 1 inch off either side. Let's see if we have them about the same. I think maybe I cut one a little bit longer than the other, but I think they're close enough. So there we go. We've got the leather cut, we've got the beads on, we have the barrel knots done, and now we just have to find our leather endings, and we could go with silver or gold, whichever works better for you, and get these babies put together. Now, I find that these gold ones are working better than the silver ones as far as size is concerned, so we're going to get a little bit of Loctite. Just squeeze 1 drop out of the end, drop it into my little piece here, and slide my leather up till it comes to the end here. Then I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, and we're going to go in, and where this band is right here, we're going to squish down. Then we're going to turn and squish again. So that should hold that in there really well. So now we'll put another little drop of Loctite super glue right in the other one. We're going to close this up then because we're done with it. And then we're going to put this other side in here till we see it up here at the top. And then again, we're going to take our pliers and squish this little band down here. And that didn't squish very well. Oops, now it is too high up. There we go. Turn it and squish the other side. Now we have to let this glue dry for a little while, and then it'll be time to put the findings on. So for findings, we're going to get out a lobster claw and a couple of jump rings, but we'll start by getting our lobster claw out. Simple matter. There we go. Now we'll want to test this, see if it's working properly, and it is, so that's good. And then we'll just get a couple of jump rings to put this together. Now I've just chosen medium for both sides, since this will go into a medium and we really don't need that huge signature of having big ones. For, oh, you know what? Looky here. I have 2 open ones already up here at the top of my medium size, so I might as well just use those. I won't have to open them up. Looks like this side might be done, so we'll take one of these opened jump rings, put it through our loop here, and close it up. Okay. Feels like it might still be a little bit damp, but I think it's dry enough to put our lobster claw on. Now this one didn't close right. See how it's up there a bit? So I'm going to put my second plier in here and I'm just going to push it down. And there it goes. It's fine. Is it closed all the way? Yes, it is. So there we go. There's our bracelet all finished. Barrel knot on either side, natural colored leather, and our pretty wooden beads. Well, these ones are glass, pony beads here in the middle. Then we have some wooden beads all along. So let's give this a squish here by the top here and see if it's dry. It still feels a little bit damp here by the jump ring, but we're still gonna clip it together here. Come on, hook onto that hook. And we'll see how big it ended up, our bracelet ended up being. Oh my, it's about 7 and it's almost 8. Much bigger than I anticipated. If you want it to be shorter, we can always take and cut a little of the leather off. But then, of course, you're going to have to, you're going to lose your your ends here. Or the other option is you can tie another knot. I don't know how much space that will take up, though. And it won't be a barrel knot, it'll be a regular overhand. Let's see what happens when we do that. We'll push that down close to our barrel knot. And we'd want that on both sides. So we'll go through here. The question then becomes, how much shorter are we making this by putting these overhand knots in here? We may be making it way shorter than we want it to be, because we've taken probably a good inch at least out of here by putting these two overhand knots in here. So now this is a very soft, supple leather, so it doesn't need to have any glue. And now it looks like it's quite small, actually. So, yeah, see, now we made it to be only 6 inches. Too small. We're going to pull those overhead hand knots off. Which is a pity, because it actually looks sort of cool with them on there. But it is way too small for what we want. And I would personally rather have the extra size than have it be too short the way it is here. So we need to push the leather out of the knot here. Work it out. Now I'm trying not to mar the leather up any more than I have to with my fingernails, because, well, you know, it's not something you really want. Let's face it, this is a very soft leather that I'm using here. It's very supple, so it's going to get marred no matter what you do, because in taking it on and off, you'll probably mar it to a degree. But come on, baby. But as you can see, I'm making little divots in the leather here, which we don't really want to do, but it already has some little bits of fraying because this is what they call a natural leather, and it doesn't come I want to see what it is with just one of the knots in there. Yeah, come here. It's about where I want it with just one. It's not quite. It's still a little bit smaller than I would like it with just with the one knot in, but it's quite a bit larger than I actually want it with the none of them in there. But well, you know, the only way to change that is to cut more of the leather off, and then you have to redo your end leather pieces. If you were to do that and you didn't want to put new leather pieces on, I was going to say you could knot it, but then you're too short. Your leather's too short to do anything with, unfortunately. So now see what I mean by it's got some fraying on the leather, and that's actually just from sliding the beads on here. So anyway, what size were we when we were finished here? I think we were almost 8, if I remember right. Maybe even bigger. But yeah, we were 8. Now, my husband's wrist is much smaller than that. It's about 7.5. So this would be too big for him, but I know there's folks out there that do have larger wrists that this 8-inch would be fine. So there's our little 8-inch leather bracelet. Ta-da! But I also actually, this is only a double barrel knot. We could have made a bigger barrel knot here with one more twist, and it would have had been a little bit smaller, and but I think it turned out really cute. This bead pattern is what I was going for. It's a little bit too small to just slide on my arm, but if I pull it off, as you can see, it's got a nice wooden bead pattern up there. And also, as you can see, it's too big for me. Ta-da! By about the size of the lobster claw. But I think it turned out really cute. I like it. I wish I would have measured better and made the cut just a touch more leather off both sides, but just a touch. I think the most I would have wanted off is probably about 1/4 inch on either side. But frankly, this one side looks longer than the other side. And let's see if it is. See how this one looks longer than this one? This one is not quite, but darn close to 2 inches, about a 1/16 off. Well, guess what? It's the same size. So it's just my imagination that it looks a little different. But there we go. One simple little barrel knotted leather bracelet with wooden beads, and I think it turned out really cute. And that is from my scoops, all of the beads. are from my scoops from Thunderhorse Descendant. Here we go. There's our little leather and wooden bracelet using some couple of barrel knots to end it. These are only 2 wrap barrel knots. Because of the length, I sort of wish I had made 3 loop barrel knots, but I didn't, so that's the way it goes. It is a beautiful, it did turn out quite nicely. I'm pleased with it. As you can see, it's 8 inches. So, very simple little, and this leather is very, very soft and supple. This is the leather. I got this from Sam's. See if I can find the envelope. I had it a minute ago, but you know the way that goes. I had it, but I don't have it. So, one leather bracelet. This has been Rose from Rose's Garden, and I hope you enjoyed making this cute little leather bracelet with me. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.